Edge returns, Rated RKO reunites, Drew McIntyre wins the Royal Rumble. This was absolutely fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, the greatest Royal Rumble match I've ever seen. And this match reminded me why I fell in love with wrestling in the first place. Absolutely fantastic. This match gets a strong 10 out of 10. You're not going to get a very long, in-depth review because I'm basically running on emotion right now. I've just seen the Royal Rumble. It's 7 a.m. right now, so I don't have a lot of energy. I've lost my voice a little bit because, well, you know, maybe you heard about it, but Edge came back. Yes, the Rated R superstar, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He's never going to come back. He did. Man, I don't know what to say. One of my favorite superstars when I was a kid. And on top of that, we got a Rated RKO reunion. This was the greatest Royal Rumble match I've ever seen. I even liked Brock Lesnar running through every single superstar. Hey, I mean, something different for once. I don't even know how to describe this emotion, but if you've seen this shot right here, you know what I'm talking about. I was running around my house basically. That's it's Edge in 2020 in the WWE making his return in the Royal Rumble match. Can it get any better than this? Man, this WrestleMania is going to be absolutely nuts, people. Absolutely nuts. But what about the actual pay-per-view? It was pretty cool. Yeah, of course, nothing topped that, not even close. But it was still a pretty cool pay-per-view, so let's start from the beginning of the show. We got a pre-show, and Sheamus versus Chad Gable or Shorty G kicked things off. Dude, I'm so tired, I don't even know how to talk properly. It was successful. Yeah, Sheamus looks good. The man is in a great shape. It wasn't a match that I expected. Honestly, it was a better match and a way longer match. Like, I expected either Sheamus to destroy the guy in under 2 minutes or Chad Gable win the match by a fluke. But that's not what happened. We got a pretty 50-50 match, but of course we got a bro kick and Sheamus took the W. Can we, end this rivalry already? It wasn't a bad match, but nobody cares. And of course, then we got Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade for the United States Championship. That was a better match, obviously. Humberto is a great wrestler, don't get me wrong. I like his style of wrestling because it seems like every time he's doing a high-flying move, he kinda, it feels like he's stuck in the air. It's like in slow motion. I appreciate that. But I don't really think that the guy is over, at all. Unfortunately, not a lot of people care about him yet. At the end of the match, Andrade catches Carrillo and rolls him up for the pin to retain the championship. So, Andrade retains the title. This rivalry is possibly over. I like the fact that Andrade retained the championship, it makes sense. But what's next for Humberto? Because I think the rivalry is over, nobody cares. The man didn't get over, unfortunately. And it seems like that's the case for majority of the new guys. First we got Ricochet, he didn't win the title again. He's doing nothing. Cedric Alexander, and now Humberto. So I don't like this trend. And of course, the WWE Royal Rumble 2020 kicked off with the Falls Count Anywhere match. Roman Reigns versus King Baron Corbin. Your king. This is my king. King Primo. From now on, call him King Primo. You guys know that I don't like the rivalry. They're fine, but this rivalry was absolutely trash. Now, with that being said, the match was better than expected. I actually really liked it. By really, I mean, it wasn't that trash to the point that I went to sleep. So it was fine. I mean, they did really use the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation, and we got a toilet spot, and oh boy, do I love toilet spots. The ending was kinda weird because the spear didn't even look that spectacular. It looked kinda lame in my opinion. The view was cool, I guess, but I really don't understand why they decided to end the match with this. But basically, Roman Reigns wins the match. And I was like, this man is winning the Royal Rumble. This man is definitely winning the Royal Rumble. So that was a pretty decent match for a very bad storyline. And I hope that this was the end. Hopefully both of them are going to move on. My name is Mr. John Laurinaitis. Then we got a 30 women Royal Rumble match. Man, excuse me, I will forget a lot of spots. I'm not gonna tell you every entrant, but basically I'm going to tell you some of the most memorable things that I remember from the match. Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair entered first, and the third spot goes to Molly Holly. This basically was an NXT Royal Rumble with a few main roster appearances. It was kinda weird if I'm being honest. When you think about it, majority of the WWE main roster females were actually in the match, but I feel like 40% of the superstars were from NXT. Bianca Belair was the absolute MVP of the match. We also got Beth Phoenix, Kelly, and Tamina. Where is Nia Jax? Where is my favorite WWE superstar of all time, Nia Jax? I miss Nia Jax. Give me Nia Jax instead, please, next time. I kinda didn't want Shayna Baszler to win the match because it felt a bit too obvious, but I take my words back. Charlotte Flair won the match. We all thought that it's going to be Shayna Baszler, but Charlotte Flair won the match. Does she really need to win the match, Charlotte Flair? I know that it happens basically every year. Major superstars, mostly major superstars win the Royal Rumble match. But Charlotte Flair, if you're making a predictions video or just trying to predict anything and the match has Charlotte Flair, always go with Charlotte Flair. 90% of the time, you are going to be correct. Charlotte wins, LOL. And after the match, she cut a promo on how she's still the woman of the women's division. We know. Oh, and Santina Marella. So yeah, Charlotte Flair wins the match. Will she challenge Becky Lynch? Will she challenge Bayley? Both scenarios sound very boring, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get something else. It's going to be a fatal 4-way match or a triple threat match, or basically Becky or Bayley are going to lose the title, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm just saying that, why Charlotte? Why? It's boring. Then we got Lacey Evans versus Bayley. That was a boring match, especially because it went after the Royal Rumble, so most people are not going to care about Lacey versus Bayley after a goddamn Royal Rumble match. And the most interesting thing to me was that Lacey lost after this. Are you serious? Like, that was the finish. During the match, I ate too much pizza. I was sitting on a toilet watching the match like this, and I was like, is that really it? And my wife said yes, she was watching it on television. I was taking a shit. Man, I wanted Lacey Evans to win the match. I don't care that much if I'm being honest, but I'm just not a big fan of Bayley or Sasha. And by the way, where was Sasha Banks? Because I feel like she was a possible Royal Rumble winner. You know, Sasha versus Bayley, WrestleMania. That didn't happen. Kinda weird. Then we got a strap match for the WWE Universal title. Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. Turn the lights on. Yes, people, the red lighting is gone. Finally, WWE listened. It was stupid. And finally we know that the secret to defeat the Fiend is not the lighting. So all of this crap is gone, it's not possible anymore, it would be a big plot hole, so it's most likely not going to happen. Thankfully. And that was honestly the first and the only and possibly the last good strap match I've ever seen. Daniel Bryan is absolutely amazing. I love Bray Wyatt, of course, he's a character-driven wrestler, so this match also had a lot of, story elements, character elements, but Daniel Bryan made it work. The man was beaten up, man, like, he was destroyed during the match. Of course, he lost, which was expected, and I'm pretty sure as much as we like Daniel Bryan, maybe even more than Bray Wyatt, we don't want Daniel Bryan to win just yet. Bray Wyatt is hot right now. That sounds weird, especially with the mask, and it would be kinda weird if he would lose the match. Now, we all know he's going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, so that's kinda worrying. But maybe, just maybe, he's not going to be completely buried. And thankfully, Roman Reigns did not win the Royal Rumble. but you never know what's going to happen. After the match, Daniel Bryan could barely walk, and I'm pretty sure a heel turn is coming. I don't know whether this rivalry is over or not, but every time The Fiend defeats someone, that wrestler turns heel. So maybe that's the case for Daniel Bryan as well. Either way, it's interesting, and Daniel Bryan just proved like he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. At this point of the show, I was like, okay, don't tell me we're getting a Men's Royal Rumble right now, because if we are getting Men's Royal Rumble right now, it means the match is going to be bad, and they're gonna put Asuka versus Becky in the main event. It's going to be a big mistake, no one is going to care. Thankfully, it didn't happen. We got Asuka versus Becky. I didn't care about the match. Like I've said, people wanna see the Royal Rumble matches, so it's going to be hard to get the match over. The crowd was not dead, it was decent enough. I kinda enjoyed some spots of the match, but it wasn't really anything that special. What I did like was the ending. So we were supposed to get the green mist, but Becky kicks her and she got covered in her green mist herself and she lost the match. Becky wins, LOL. That was actually pretty cool. And I hope this rivalry is finally over. I was not a big fan, and I'm glad that this was not in the main event. Now, while I was watching the pay-per-view, WWE announced on Twitter that we got 2 more empty spots in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Yeah. They basically said that Bobby Lashley and Rusev fought backstage and they're not gonna be in the Rumble match. This gave me hope. Anyway, let's talk about the Men's Royal Rumble match. So, a lot of people have a problem with Brock Lesnar basically eliminating every single dude who entered the Royal Rumble. But it's Brock Lesnar. People, it was something different for once, and it was very funny. Lesnar destroys Elias and eliminates him. Rowan comes out, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be tough. Nah, he's out. Root shows up, he's out. John Morrison comes out, and I'm like, okay, this is getting serious. How John Morrison is going to survive? Nope. Then we got Kofi Kingston. Lesnar destroyed Kofi but did not eliminate him. Then we got Rey Mysterio, and then we got Big E. So that was one of the highlights of the match. Dude, I loved this. So basically, they destroyed Brock Lesnar. We got a bunch of finishers, but Brock basically eliminated Rey Mysterio while he was running at him. And then he jumped from Big E to Kofi. Like, dude, Brock Lesnar is the greatest of all time. I don't know what to say. How could you not love this? A lot of people on Twitter just hated this whole Brock Lesnar thing in the Royal Rumble. I thought it was priceless. One of the best things Brock Lesnar did in the WWE. Anyway, he ends up eliminating everyone. We got Cesaro, he's out. We got Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar are actually friends. They hugged again. Seems like Shelton Benjamin is very naive. Brock Lesnar eliminates him as well. We got Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura got eliminated. Then we got MVP. What a surprise. The absolute highlight of the match was Brock Lesnar dancing. I'll make sure to use this everywhere. Dude, it's Brock Lesnar dancing. This was the greatest Royal Rumble match I've ever seen, people. Like, honestly, this match had everything. Comedy, returns, correct winner. Dude, he's out. Keith Lee came out, and this was actually pretty cool. We also got Braun Strowman, but he ends up eliminating them as well. Then we got Ricochet, and then Drew McIntyre. So this is where things got serious. Ricochet comes from behind with a low blow to Lesnar, and we got a Claymore kick. So Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar. At this point, we all know, even if Drew McIntyre doesn't win the Royal Rumble, he's facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So I was already happy, and this match was like, okay, I'm happy with it. We don't even need Edge, CM Punk, nothing. This match was already good. Even if Roman Reigns wins the match, I'm gonna be fine. You know, I was entertained. This whole Brock Lesnar thing was absolutely amazing. But oh boy, so I don't know where to start. We got The Miz, AJ Styles, Ziggler, Anderson, and at number 21, it's the WWE Hall of Famer Edge. I lost my mind, people. How? Why? How? Am I dreaming? Am I seeing Edge on WWE television in the Royal Rumble match? I'm going to watch that moment for like 20 times. Probably right now after I record this video. It was nuts. Dude, I lost my voice. and it was worth it. So Edge is back, the guy looks amazing, we got a few cool spears, but my favorite spot was actually Randy Orton's and Edge's interaction, basically rated RKO reunion. Many of you guys know this was my favorite childhood tag team. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And of course the match continues. We got people like Aleister Black, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Matt Riddle, and of course Seth Rollins. So basically a bunch of people, you get the point. I'm pretty sure most of you seen the match. I don't remember everything, but the ending was absolutely perfect. We got Edge, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre. They eliminate Rollins. Randy Orton wanted to kinda betray Edge and hit him with an RKO, but Edge eliminated him instead. We have Edge, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre. Edge got eliminated by Roman Reigns, which actually got a lot of boos, and this is where the drama starts. It's either Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns. I like the fact that WWE used Roman Reigns in that way, you know, they're basically playing with the fans' emotions. It's either all or nothing, it's either Drew or Roman Reigns, but thankfully Drew McIntyre won the match. What an emotional moment, the best case scenario. Man, seems like WWE are listening finally for like a couple of years right now. Think about it, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, and now Drew McIntyre. If you look at the previous, Royal Rumble winners, it's mostly guys like Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H, Roman Reigns, people that are already on the top. I'm not saying that Shinsuke Rollins and Drew were not on the top, but they're not like megastars, superstars, especially Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura. So I'm very happy, Drew got emotional, but this was the greatest WWE return of all time, and I'm thankful for this moment. So I would give this pay-per-view, you know what, 9 out of 10. If I can watch a WWE pay-per-view till 7 AM and still record a video, it has to be a very good pay-per-view. Man, WrestleMania is looking nice already. So many WrestleMania scenarios. Thank you for watching the video, always appreciate your support. The fact that you care about my opinion, check out what I have to say about Edge's return and stuff, like, this is special. This is very special. Thank you very much, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.